is here with volume 72, vinyl 4. Strictly not true, because there are a couple of CDs which I'm going to show first, so hope everybody's well. Now the CDs, the records are the second part of the haul I had in the record store, but I'll first show you the CDs that I found in my local Oxfam store. First one is John Mayall's Stepping Out. It's an introduction to John Mayall. Came out licensed through Decca. There was quite a few artists that had this sort of like stepping out, sort of like introduction. Not necessarily they made all the major stuff. It's I haven't got enough of John Mayall in my collection, so useful to have. Yeah, useful to have and listen to. Second one, I was quite surprised to find this, given the light to recent events. It's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers anthology through the years. It's basically it came out in 2000, I believe. So it's a double CD set. And it's got all the stuff you expect. The reason I was pleased to have it, it's got my favourite Tom Petty song, Woman in Love. And it's not me. That's my favourite. I remember when it came out, I know the Radio 1 played it to death, even though it wasn't a hit. I just loved it. I loved the guitar playing by Mike Campbell on it, so that's my favourite. Always on the lookout. I'm probably getting vinyl from Tom Petty's now going to be rarer than hen's teeth, I suspect, in life to recent events. That's just the way the market goes. Moving on to the vinyl, as I said, this is sort of like the second part of the stuff I brought on Saturday. Again, mostly pound records, but this lot includes a couple I paid a bit more for, and you'll see why. First album I picked up in this batch is Montrose Paper Money. This is their second album. Probably the best known track on here is I've Got the Fire. I know that track because I covered it on one of their early singles. It's the second album. It's the last album that features Sammy Hagar on vocals. At this point, the cracks were appearing in the relationship. From what I can gather about Ronnie Montrose, he was quite a difficult chap to deal with, and it sort of led Sammy Hagar just to say enough's enough, and he left. Either he left or he got sacked, one of the two. But it's just the way it goes, isn't it? Second one, this is more a curiosity, more from my youth. I do remember the band, the records. This is the album called Shades in Bed. It's an album with a free 12-inch. So there's the album. There's the 12-inch. Remember the band. The song I remember is Tina Rama, which was quite played a lot on the radio. Never had top 40 hit singles. Starry Eyes was quite popular, and I think had a bit of hit play on in the States. The band, probably well-known member, is a guy called Will Birch on drums and vocals. He was ex of the Kurzweil Flyers. When they split up, he'd decided to form a new band, The Records. They still record, they still have albums out. Will Birch is now a respected music journalist, so very pleased to find that for a pound. It's always worth having, and it's a John Lang production. He produced 4 of the tracks on the album. The rest of the album was produced by Tim Freeze-Green. Now these next 2 albums cost me more than a pound, but I was pleased to find them because I had been on the lookout, particularly the first one. This is Rush's Exit Stage Left. Came out in 1981. This sort of covers the albums Farewell to Kings, Hemisphere, Permanent Waves, and Moving Pictures. It's got Xanadu's on here. Probably Tom Sawyer, when it was released as singles, it was a minor hit for them. Spirit of Radio, Passage to Bangkok. It's great record. I know when it came out, there was the accusation that the guitar didn't sound very loud on this. But I thought it was okay when I originally had it. So pleased to find a new copy for myself. I saw them Rush on that tour and they promoted it in one of my first concerts in probably October, November 1981 at Stafford Bingley Hall. Stafford Bingley Hall was nowhere near Stafford. It was a cowshed in the middle of nowhere, basic agricultural hall. And Stafford was probably the nearest point of civilization. Literally, yeah, I had to get a train from Birmingham to Stafford, and then you got a bus from Stafford railway station to the concert venue. What nobody told me at the time was I would end up missing the last bloody train. And I'm getting back. I had to get my dad out. Well, he was not best pleased. He was a milkman. He had to get up early in the morning. Oh well. I also found Rush Show of Hands. This came out in 1989. This live album covered the records Signals, Grace Under Pressure, Power Windows, and remember Hold Your Fire. There you go. But what was interesting about the album, this was when Rush did a video which was done at the Birmingham NEC, and tickets had sold out for their concerts. They played, I think, 2 dates. They'd sold out, but they added at the last moment a 3rd date, which I went to, and it was such short notice. It didn't sell out, which was fun. It was just everyone was downstairs, but they obviously were testing out the video equipment. But Rush just played their show as they would normally do. It was a great concert actually. So I don't know if I'm appearing on here. If my little voice is appearing on there, we're going whoa, but you know. It's not about his album. It covers that synthesized period. Back to the Pound Beans. This is Steve Miller Band, Abracadabra. Came out in 1982. The title track was a top. I think got to number 2 in the UK. I remember Keeps Me Wondering Why is another good single as well. I was having a conversation with Pete. Pete was playing a live Steve Miller album not so long back. And sort of really, it's reminding he wrote some damn good tunes, quite a lot of memorable tunes. So yeah, pleased to pick up this. You know, always on the lookout for some Steve Miller. Next album, this is Thin Lizzy's Renegade. This came out in 1981, and this by far it tanked when it came out. At the time, there was various reasons why. Obviously, the drug use was at its peak. It was pulling the band apart. The material wasn't great either. Probably the best song on it is Hollywood Down on Your Luck. But at this point, for some reason, Phil Lynott wanted to become a pop star, and this was very much a pop. Plus the fact, this is the only album to feature Snowy White. Second album to feature Snowy White, and Snowy White was not a metal guitarist, a hard rocking guitarist. He was a blues-based guitarist. He played on the original War Tour with Pink Floyd. He comes from a blues-based. In fact, a couple of years later, he had a hit single with Bird of Paradise, which is very much a blues-type song. So there's the band there. He also featured the first album to feature Darren Wharton as a full member, but for some reason, while he was a member of the band, he never got to appear on the cover. So, a bit strange. It's not the best Lizzy album, but for £1, I thought I ain't going to say no to that. Another artist I haven't got anything before, but I thought I'd pick it up as it's £1. It's Robin Trower's Victim of the Fury album that came out in 1980. An ex-Procol Harum guitarist. He's an artist that's more popular in the States than he is in the UK. Very Hendrix-based blues-type guitarist. I'd be interested to listen to this, see what I think, see if it's worth pursuing more of his stuff. Final album, and this was surprising to find this in the pound bins. This is ZZ Top, El Loco. Came out in 1981, I believe. Yep, 1981. It's the album that preceded Eliminator. And in a sense, this sort of album sort of starts leading to, I believe, reading up, I haven't listened to it yet, leading towards more synths, starting putting the synths in, which led up to Eliminator and Afterburner. But ZZ Top I haven't got enough of, so I was pleased to find that. So VC, those are my Those are my videos. So, those are my records, sorry. So, I hope you enjoy them. If you stumbled across my channel and want to subscribe, feel free to click the subscribe button. Put some comments on. I'll answer back. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Any sort of interaction would be great. Thank you. So, until the next video, you take care of yourselves, VC. Until next time, keep smiling, keep spinning those records.